Hello everyone. We're going to continue from the last video. This is the fourth video. The previous video was on vendor. The first video was on chart of accounts. The second video was on how to create customer. The third video was on how to create a vendor. Now, why are we doing this? Because if you want to actually carry out a transaction, you need to transact with somebody you are buying from and also sell to somebody. So that person you are buying from can be referred to as a vendor, and that is done in the third video. There is a previous video before this one I'm doing now, and the person you sell to is your customer, which definitely is the second video. While the first video itself is a chart of accounts. You need those accounts in order to carry out transactions, so that QuickBooks will sort out which account and which account the transaction would affect. Now, in this fourth video, we are going to illustrate on how to create an item. So before I go further, I want us to understand what item is. Item in QuickBooks referred to as the goods and services that you render. The goods and services you render. You can think of anything. Though QuickBooks did not stop there with item, it went ahead to actually include some options like discounts, like group items, sales tax. All those other things are item, but I'm going to illustrate to us how those other options, apart from the goods and services that you render, are relevant. But that should be in another video. But this video itself is just to create an item. So specifically, we are going to handle inventory type of item. Okay, let's go. You can actually access your item list. That is, if you want to create an item, you have to go to the item window. Just like when we wanted to create chart of account, when we wanted to create an account, we went to chart of account, then create an account in the chart of account window. Similarly, when we wanted to create customer, we went to customer center and create a customer center. Also, when we wanted to create a vendor, we went to vendor center to create vendor. So now we have to go to the item center. Though here, we have inventory center though, but for those who are not using enterprise solution, if you are using pro or premier, you might not have the inventory center. You understand? If you see here, you see what inventory center. So if I go to this inventory center, I will be able to create an item also in the inventory center. But for now, but an inventory kind of item. So I would act as if this is not an enterprise solution. Maybe you are using pro or premier version of QuickBooks. So you either come to this icon here, you click on this, or you go to list and you see item list. Whichever one you click on, it will take you to the item window. So let's click on that. Okay, now we can see we have some options here. We have bicycle, we have this description is a bicycle servicing, we have bicycle perfume and VAT. You know, I told you that QuickBooks also have other things apart from the goods and services you render as item, but that I will illustrate in another video. Not in this video. I will show you the application of such item. So now we are in the item window. So if you want to create, just like the others, you right click and you click on new, or you come down to this item here and you click on new, or Control N in this window, which will also enable you to create. So I'm clicking on Control N, new now. Wait for it to come up. Now is the creation of new item. This is the window. Now we have many options. You see, from services, inventory part, inventory assembly, non-inventory part. These are the major goods and services, item, product that you can think think of. Then when you now come to other charge, subtotal, group, discount, these are the extra options I told you QuickBooks add to your item. On a normal day, your item is supposed to refer to as what you buy and sell, the services you render and buy and purchase. Now, but QuickBooks go ahead to add additional options, and those options are not just useless, they also have their function. But in this class here, this video now, I'm going to only show us how to create an item, specifically an inventory part item. Now if you look at services, if you render service, you can name it. It might be salon, it might be hair salon, haircut, it might be professional service, it might be law service, it might be engineering service, it might be doctoring, any other service you can think of. This service here is what you can use to create such kind of item, or consulting service. You understand? If you even look at this description here, you see used for services you charge for or purchase. So whether you are buying this service or you are selling, this is what you are going to create. You are going to make use of one item here. You understand? One of this list. If it is inventory part, whether you are buying and selling, it's just one. So whenever you are buying, you bring up that particular item, and whenever you are selling, you still bring up that particular item. You understand? But I will explain to us which one will reflect when we are buying and which of the details we reflect when we are selling. Okay, now we are going to inventory part. Inventory part we are dealing with is QuickBooks recognize inventory part as those inventory, those your stock that you want to track. You understand? You want to know how many you purchased, how many you have in store, how many you have sold, how many is in sales order, how many is in purchase order, how many you have, what is the balance that is remaining, what is the cost of the ones you have, the inventory valuation, and the likes and other things like that. You understand? That is inventory part. Then service, you already know what service is. Then inventory assembly, maybe you add up different inventory parts to form a particular product. That is when you come to inventory assembly. The non-inventory part don't actually store those product. You only on demand. Let's say like bar, or let's say like no bar is at least, let's say restaurants, you know, or let's say caterer. You understand? All these kind of persons, or cake people that used to do cake, or there's some kind of product you buy. You don't buy to use them, you only buy them because your customer are asking for them. You understand? Those kind of product are non-inventory part. You don't track them. So for the sake of this video, I'm creating an inventory part item. So I'm going to click on this inventory part. Then you see the description here: used for goods you purchase, track as inventory, and resell. A perfect description of what I want to create. So let's go. I can think of any item. Now you can see we have item name and number. So I'm going to try as much as possible to explain in detail how to create this inventory parts item. Now the item name, we can think of jewelries. Let's say diamond. Now if you actually have you tag your items with numbers, you understand, for easy accessibility or for easy recognition. Maybe you have lots and lots of those products you buy and sell, then you have a particular unique number that you use to identify this product apart from the name. You understand? Apart from the diamond that you see, maybe you have a list of you have numbers, unique number that you use to identify them. You can also include that number here. You understand? But if you don't have, you can just leave it like that, item name, and you move to the next one. Now sub item of, in the I think the first class, the first video, which is on chart of account, I actually illustrated how you create electricity bill and water bill under utility. So if you want to know about more of that sub account, that one was sub account. Why this one is sub item? Because that one is an account and this is item. So the same thing, maybe I might say jewelry, I might create an account that I will not make it sub item of any account, maybe a parent account as jewelry. Then under, I will now create another account, maybe like diamond, gold, silver. I will now use them as sub item of jewelry. So you will now see them under jewelry. Just like, okay, let me give you an illustration. For the one I created on the chart of accounts. Okay, we'll go back to, come to company here. Okay, list, then chart of accounts. I will show you how sub item or sub account reflect. Now you can see this bicycle is a sub account of inventory asset. Now let's go down. I want to take us specifically to an expense. You can see electricity bill and water bill is a sub item of utility. So if I'm making jewelry as this utility, and then I will now create diamond gold, so that's just the meaning of what that sub item is all about. So let's go back. This open window you click here is to move within the windows you've opened. So let's go to new item. Okay, we have that. So you can leave that open. If you don't want to make it a sub item of any, you can leave it. You cannot even click, but if you click on this, you select. But if you don't, you leave it. Now if your manufacturer, if you are buying this from a manufacturer and it has a number that the manufacturer recognize this particular item with in your, so that is your supplier, your vendor, they produce these things but they have a unique number they use, so you can include the unique number here, just like you yourself, you are including a unique number here for your customer. So your manufacturer also has a unique number to identify that item too. So for easy accessibility, for that supplier to be able to easily place your order and answer your order, is also important and interesting to include the manufacturer's part number. So this information is only relevant to your supplier, the person that's supplying you this diamond. Now the next one here is unit of measurement. Unit of measurement, I'm not going to create one here now, but I'm just going to explain it a little bit. Unit of measurement has to do with, if you buy, let's say you buy in gallon, or you buy in crates, or you buy in kilometer, or as I mean to say a kilogram or liter, and you sell in millimeter, you sell in a smaller unit. So maybe you buy in a bigger unit and you sell in smaller unit. So that is how you are going to make use of unit of measurement set to do that. You understand? So that you will know your basis of measurement. Let's say you buy in gallon and you buy in liter and you sell in millimeter. You understand? Milliliter, you buy in meter or you sell in millimeter, you buy in kilogram and you sell in gram and you sell in kilogram, or stuff like that. So that is just the unit of measurement option there. So we are not using that here now, so at least we have explained some part of that. Now you see here you have purchase information and sales information. Good. Now I'm going to describe this diamond. Let me say, I'll say top notch. Maybe that is top notch. Okay, top notch. Okay, now I can just describe what this diamond is all about. I can say top notch, and you may include the color or just try to describe the diamond. That is what this description is all about. Okay, the cost. Now let's say the cost of this diamond. Now you can see once I click on this place, the description automatically transferred to this sales information. But I'm going to explain to us the difference between this purchase information and this sales information. First of all, let's just include the various options that we have. Now cost, let's say we buy that for 1.5. You understand? Then automatically QuickBooks has already selected a cost of goods sold account for you here, because it's an inventory part. You understand? So if you are buying from your supplier, definitely that is a cost. The cost, this 1.5 will go into cost of goods sold account. That is the account it will affect, because you are buying. So that is the cost of you buying that item. So it will automatically enter the cost of goods sold. Now, and that cost of goods sold is there. Then preferred vendor, if you have a particular vendor you buy from, you understand? If you have a particular vendor you buy from, so that whenever you want to buy this diamond, once you click on the diamond, though we're not going to illustrate that one here, but I'm just giving us an explanation in advance. So once you want to buy that diamond, when you click on diamond, it will automatically bring up the preferred vendor that you are buying from. So you don't have to start searching for the vendor, automatically to come up. But if you don't have any preferred vendor, you leave them here. Okay, you leave it like this blank. Now in the sales option, let's say you set this for 2,000 or 2.5. You understand? Then is it taxable or non-taxable? If it is not taxable, now why this tax is showing here is because I allowed it in the preference. Let me click on preference. I allowed it. If you go to sales tax, Now we have my preference and company preference. You see, do you charge sales tax? I click on yes. So that's the reason why you are seeing that item there, and I created this. So that is a tax code. So if it is taxable or not, you click on none. Now you can see the markup. QuickBooks is calculating the markup for you and the margin on this your cost price and sales price. If it is markup or margin, whichever way, you have the representation here. Now you have to select an income account that this particular 25 will reflect in whenever you sell. You understand? So this is a product and inventory part, so we have sales already. You can see we have sales income is there in QuickBooks already, but if you don't have any, you can come up here and create, or if you want to know how to create an account, you can go to the first video on a chart of accounts that I have recorded, then you will see how to create an account there. But the same manner, you can also create it through this menu here. You can click on add new and it will take you to the platform where you will create a new account. So we already have one here. We already have sales, so I'm going to select this sales. Okay, that is that. Now the QuickBooks already assign this inventory asset account for you, an other current account asset. You understand? So you don't even have to change it. Definitely when you buy, apart from having the cost of goods sold, you are having it in your inventory because you are tracking it. That's why QuickBooks is showing you this inventory asset tracked as inventory. You are tracking it. You want to know the value of what the diamond you have. All these things are going to your inventory asset. You have a particular asset. But if you are working, if you have maybe work in progress, maybe raw material, work in progress, finished goods, you can also classify those items, those accounts in 3 of them like that. So, but that one is just another. Now the other point here in means if you actually impute, let's say 30, you are telling QuickBooks that whenever this item comes to 30, you should remind me to reorder. You understand? The normal cost accounting stuff that you know. So you reorder at that point. So you are informing QuickBooks to inform you or remind you whenever you are selling all these items and it got to the point where you are now having below 30 or at exact 30, then it will remind you to make an reorder. This is very, very important so that you don't run out of stock and start looking for how to get stock when there is sales order, when your customer are actually waiting for that particular item. That is that. Now maximum here, though you cannot see that in a pro version, you understand, but the particular reason for maximum is that if now we had 30 here before, and I say okay, here should be 60 for instance. What I'm telling QuickBooks is that now that QuickBooks has informed me that okay, my stock is remaining 30 or 29 or below 30, if I want to reorder, QuickBooks will now inform me that okay, for the fact that we know we have 30 on ground, you told me that I should remind you that the maximum of this item diamond that you need is 60. So I'm reminding you now that you should buy extra 30 to add up to this 30 to make up 60. That's just it, you understand? So let's say it's not 30, maybe at the end of the day you sold and it remained, let's say 25 or let's say 20. QuickBooks will say you need an additional 40. So maybe as at now it is 20 and QuickBooks has amended you. QuickBooks will not tell that you need an additional 40 to make up this 60 maximum. So if you want to reorder for 40. Okay, that is that for maximum and minimum reorder points level. On hand, if you actually have any on hand, you input the quantity here. QuickBooks now will automatically calculate the value for you. Let's say we have 15 or 150 for instance. If you see, if I click on this place now, QuickBooks will show me the total value of 225,000, but we don't have any here. We assuming we don't have any, so click back, it will go back to 0, and as of today's date is 31st of this March 2021. Okay, now you can see we've successfully created this inventory part item. Now I said I would explain to us what this purchase information is and this sales information. Now this purchase information, these are the information that will reflect when you want to buy this product from your supplier. You understand? The 15 will come up when you buy it. You go to cost of goods sold account, and the vendor that you buy from. If you prefer, you don't. If you don't, leave that. That is that. Now this description also, you can include a description that the manufacturer or the vendor you are buying from will easily understand the item you are demanding for. You understand that specific kind of item. Maybe they might have various type of diamond there. So for spare and this particular name cannot, this space cannot carry much of description. So that is why you have a space here for description, so you can describe whatever it is that this diamond is, the kind, the type, the color, and the rest here. Now for your sales information, this information here only reflects when you are selling. So when you want to sell, 25 will come up. Then you can make a description that your customer understand, not for the fact that you know that okay, you want to make use of this same purchase information to your sales information. It may be possible that your customer doesn't even have idea of the description you are describing here. Maybe they have a slang, a slogan, a kind of a different description that the manufacturer identifies the product with from this your customer zone. So it's okay if you can delete that here and insert a description that your customer understands. You understand? So whenever you are selling this item to your customer, that description will come up. Now it is not taxable. The income account is sales account. So that is that for this inventory part item diamond. So if I click on OK now, we've successfully created an item. So how do you now go back to the item? I told you we have an open window here which will show us the windows we've opened before. So I still have it, but maybe should in case you particularly exit that, you can go back to list here, click on the item list. So let's go to item list. Now you see that the new item we've created now is here. So you can see we have diamond, top notch, inventory, that is inventory part, that's the type, the account that it goes to, that is sales account when you sell, the total, we don't have any, and there's no unit of measurement. Now you can see we have the sales price, which is 259. Cost of goods sold account is here also. So that is what it takes to create an inventory part item. Okay, so we are done with this. Now this 25 and that, this 25 and 15 that we included, let me double click on the item to go back to edit. If you want to edit it, now this 15 and this 25 is not permanent. You understand? It's not permanent. Should in case when you want to buy, the price now is now 25 or let's say 17, you don't have to come back here and adjust it. You can adjust it on the form, on the bill you are writing, you are filling when you want to buy, or the check you are writing when you want to buy. You can change it to 17 there. You understand? You just QuickBooks will inform you that you are changing the price, or do you want to make it permanent or not. You are now left to answer that, either yes or no. Why this sales price? Also, you can also change it when you want to sell. It might be possible that you are selling it for 272 or 28. You can also adjust it there, and this one will still remain as it is. That's if you tell QuickBooks that I don't want to change the price, but I just want to use it for this specific transaction. Okay, I think that should be the end of this video. This is the fourth video on the videos I said I'm going to be creating for the free class that is coming up. Once again, at the end, my name is Abdul Fattah Munir. As you can see, the Abdul Fattah Munir Enterprise is showing at the title bar. Okay, hope to see you guys in the next video. I'm going to stop here for this item and we are going to the next video. Bye.